Alright, welcome to the Critters and Crawlers mod, which is a Minecraft one. 20.1 mod designed to introduce North American wildlife, folklore creatures, hidden dangers, and unexpected alliance. It's compatible with other biome mods including Biomes O'Plenty and Terralith. The mod also includes an internal guide, a book we have here with different content tables about the various mobs and, well, as you can see, unexplored creatures and more. So how can we find, or rather obtain, this mod? We'll head to Critters and Crawlers, which, as you can see, has 400,000 users. It was last updated 29 days ago, and here we are, covering this mod that looks really promising despite having limited support. And just so you know, it requires GeckoLib, okay? So we go to Files, then Mod Loader, select Forge or No Forge, whichever we want, and all versions either 1.21.1 or 1.20.1, okay, whichever we prefer. As you can see, the latest version was from November 18th, 2025, so it's quite recent. We click the three buttons and get File, then save this file in the Minecraft and Mods folder. We can access this folder by pressing Windows plus R, typing app data, going to roaming, Minecraft, and then to the Mods folder. Here, besides Critters and Crawlers, we'll also save the GeckoLib mod. It's important that we save this. So we'll go to Files, Mods, Forge, All Versions, and go to 1.20.1 and save it too, okay? And it's that simple. As you can see, no complications at all. Alright, how does the Critters and Crawlers guidebook work? When we start using the Critters and Sea Crawlers mod, we might get a guidebook to help create a new world. The key feature is that the book adds detailed information whenever you discover a new creature. Got it? It functions as a creature registry. I saw it, logged it, or haven't seen it yet. It helps us identify what we still need to find in our world. Plus, the mod mentions it offers achievements tied to discovery progress and more. Okay? As you can see, when we right-click, we view all the content tables and unexplored creatures. We also have an option to get the mod, which is odd, since we already have it installed. There's also a Discord link if we want updates on the latest changes. Let's check if it has crafting options using the book and quill and any mob head, okay? So that's important to remember too. Let's go. How to find creatures by biome in Minecraft with Critters and Crawlers? Alright then. Depending on the biome, different creatures will appear. First of all, we have snakes, which is this creature here with 3 health points, okay? There are harmless variants, got it? Of the snake. Then we also have the rattlesnake, which doesn't appear here, alright? And these appear in the forest. Deer also appear in the forest, as well as elk, okay? They can also appear in forests, but also in regions like forests, tigers, birch forests, and others. And at night we have the howler, okay? Which is this creature here. They also mention the presence of something like a wendigo in cold areas and taiga. And honestly, they make sounds that are pretty creepy. Playing this in horror mode and hearing these sounds is definitely not fun. And that's just how it is, okay? These animals make these sounds at night. You won't hear it now, but I recommend trying the mod and checking out the sounds because they're really well done. And when you hit them, it sounds pretty good too, huh? They all have custom sounds really well crafted, huh? Seriously. Then, in the more arid areas, rattlesnakes appear. Oops, I made a mistake, yes. Rattlesnakes, which is this creature here. These ones are venomous, okay? Pit vipers also appear, also venomous, got it? So here, you need to be careful. The ringtail also appears, okay? Which is the teased. It's this desert fox. And finally, the chupacabra is also mentioned, okay? Which is these. It's this creature here. Again, the sounds are awesome, huh? I'm just saying, you know? And then in the open areas, other mobs appear. On the plains, you can find little mice, okay? This creature here, okay? And other types of mobs more generally. And then near rivers, swamps, and so on, you'll find geese, beavers, and also the squonk, okay? That's this creature here, which just affected my vision. It's this creature here that gives off bad vibes. The mod has quite a few mobs that give off bad vibes, huh? Then, in the taigas or cold biomes, wolves can appear, okay? This type of wolf. Ooh, they have wolf sounds too. Really well done. The wolverine, okay? I repeat, the sounds are awesome. And then the wendigo, okay? That can appear too. So we're talking about this being a horror mod straight up, okay? We could be talking. The wendigo, by the way. Well, I understand it will appear at night, okay? As you can see, all mobs drop their head, I think, or at least have a chance to do so. Some drop quotation marks too, okay? I'm not mentioning it all, but anyway. Then, in the mountains, you might find the cougar, okay? A type of puma. And finally, for special nocturnal creatures, we have the skinwalker, okay? This one here. Look how it's chasing a mouse. See how it's chasing a mouse? So yeah, we have the skinwalker and the Sasquatch, got it. This monkey right here, pretty creepy, huh? And that covers pretty much all the mobs, or, well, all the mobs. So that's it. Alright, how can we decorate with heads and effigies? In critics and crawlers, many creatures will drop head trophies when defeated. I mean, all of them can give us heads, okay? There's a head for every creature. Several heads can be placed on the ground or hung in item frames and such. Additionally, new paintings are added to decorate the trophy room. We also have new music discs. I don't see the paintings in this version. Maybe they're in future updates, I don't know, okay? But there you can see how you can place the heads. Maybe that's what it means by paintings, okay? But anyway, it looks pretty good. Then we have the effigy, which is an extra stand where you can only place Wendigo, Skinwalker, and similar heads, or Wet Sugar, which I haven't shown yet, right? Because it must be a variant. We also have items like the Frozen Antler, which can be used to craft helmets and such. So there we have it. Very good. How to breed and rename mobs in Minecraft with critters and crawlers. There are several mobs that can be bred. For example, snakes. When you give them raw rabbit, they might multiply. Beavers with apples, mice with pumpkin seeds, deer and deer relatives with wheat, coyotes with rotten meat, and grey wolves with rotten meat too. The puma is bred. It's done with meat from deer, right? With venison. Oh, look, we have two bears, which I haven't covered yet, but I understand they spawn in forests, and, well, this one is already in normal Minecraft. And we have the black bear, which feeds on sweet berries, okay? Pretty cool. We also have the ringtail, this creature that appears in the desert, which basically feeds on, well, it eats glowberries for taming and breeding. And the squonk, if you give it cookies, it can give you music discs, got it? The squonk, as I know it, can be a little weird. Of course, it's the one that messes with my vision, okay? It's this one here. If I give it cookies, it might drop music discs. Not sure how many I need to give. Look, it seems it dropped something, see? There, it dropped a music disc. But I'm telling you, it's a very annoying mob. It changes my vision like this. I mean, it doesn't make Minecraft unplayable, but, well, a bit. Actually, it kind of does, right? Okay? So the best thing is to defeat it or give it lots of cookies, then defeat it. Otherwise, the game becomes impossible, okay? And then, regarding renaming, there are several changes. Oops. There are several cosmetic changes, alright? Theoretically, if we take a goose and rename it untitled_goose, I'll do it with capital letters too. Let's see now. Well, it should change to a knife hook or something like that, okay? Then if we name a mouse Remy, okay? As you can see, well, it changes to the mouse of the chef's hat. And then we take the coyote and rename it wild_e.coyote, comma. It looks like the Looney Tunes coyote. Though really only a few pixels change, not a big difference. Then for the goose, it was basically just putting untitled_goose, okay? I made a mistake there. We can see it has a knife in its mouth. And then for the bear, well, for the black bear, the forest bear, if we name it Smokey, it changes completely. It changes the color, gives it a shovel and everything. So that's pretty cool. So there we have it. Very good. How can we get the venison armor? Or rather, the armor and venison, okay? Well, the hunting progression, food and gear heavily relies on venison within critters and crawlers. The deer family includes white deer, which you see here, though they're barely white, and then mud deer. We also have elk, which is this one here, a bit larger. We also have caribou. Okay, there it is. They're all deer, okay? They're all cervids, and basically when defeated, they drop venison and leather. Additionally, each one drops its own antlers, okay? There it is. There, as you can see, they leave their antlers and their leather. They all share the same leather, and with that leather we can craft this armor as we're seeing. And for the helmet we would need 2 antlers. Besides this, we can melt it down to get normal leather, and the raw venison helps us make venison food, which is really good, okay? Also, venison can be used to pacify a mountain lion. And well, the venison armor, right? The hide armor is as strong as iron armor, isn't it? So it's pretty interesting if we find this mob early game. Anyway, it won't attack us. In fact, it seems to run away, see? Even if we hit it, it won't do anything to us, so it should be pretty easy if we find them, got it? There they are, see? So you can see they run, and they run away from me. Alright, how to craft the TUSK club. This is a weapon with 6 damage and 0.5 speed, which means it's a very, very slow weapon. And basically it has all these effects, but still doesn't deal much damage. Basically the giant boar, right? Or well, the giant pig, or wild boar, is one of the biggest threats out there, and it's a massive mob that can appear in groups. When killed, it can drop meat. Let's kill it. It has 70 health, as you can see. And basically, we can see it drops leather, tusks, and meat, right? Pork meat. And basically, this weapon lets us craft, well, its tusks allow us to craft the giant tusk, which is made with a stick and a tusk and a giant tusk. Like this, I make the TUSK club. Basically, this tusked weapon is pretty simple to craft. It has a theoretically weak stun effect when hitting, but yeah. It's as strong as an iron sword, but nowhere near as fast. So don't expect something that hits very quickly. And that's it. Simple as that. Alright, how can we capture mice in pots? Mice function as small, peaceful, collectible creatures that spawn in plains and temperate biomes. Basically, the key mechanic is that we can trap them in a pot to take them with us. Okay? We right-click and there we have it. They're peaceful but afraid of us. And the key thing is, once we've caught them, they'll stop running away and we can keep them as pets. Remember that if you give them the correct name tag, which I can't recall right now, I'll tell you in a second, you need to name it Remy, okay? If you name it Remy, it changes color and puts on a chef's hat. So that's pretty cool. Breed them with pumpkin seeds, okay? To get baby mice, and that's basically it. Alright, so we have the ringtail. Basically, the mining cat. It's one of the most useful allies and is associated with arid biomes like the desert and badlands. We can tame it with glowberries, okay? Plus, they approach us, as you can see, and if you have one nearby, it gives you mining haste, speeding up mining, right? Once we've fed them, they're basically tamed, and I'm not sure if they follow me once tamed or just ignore me. No, they follow me, they follow me. How do I test the mining haste without this boar coming to destroy me? Let's see, does it run faster than me? It's not faster than me, but it does run, eh? The critter. Oh, look, I have haste 2, haste 2. What a blessed creature, right? Blessed creature you are. They give me haste, so there you have it. Alright, how can you survive predators in Minecraft with critters and crawlers? Well, basically there are different predators, okay? And risks of being attacked in critters and clawers without repeating spawns and such. First we have the coyote. This one is neutral if you don't provoke it, but opportunistic, okay? It prefers hunting farm animals and prowling near villages, and in groups can be braver and hunt larger prey. On the other hand, we also have the grey wolf. It moves in packs and hunts deer, cervids. It's worth noting it's wilder than the vanilla wolf, and let's see if we can tame it. No, it doesn't look like it, okay? Then we have the puma, which is this creature you're seeing here, that attacks even any type of mob in the game. It hunts animals and can attack the player. It's also mentioned that it can be calmed and tamed with, well, deer meat, with venison. As you can see, it hunts deer, okay? As you're seeing, together with the wolves. Then we have the black bear, which is very territorial. If you get too close, it'll attack you like polar bears, and we can calm it with sweet berries. And finally, we have the wolverine. This doesn't mean there aren't more hostile creatures, bad ones also in... The wild boar is hostile, okay? They'll attack us in packs and such, but there we'll need to use a bit more ingenuity. The wolverine hits very hard for its size and can attack large prey and even see us as prey. If we defeat it, theoretically it should drop this item here, okay? It's meat. Alright, on the other hand, and finally, let's explain how to fight against all these cryptids that critters and crawlers adds. First of all, we have the skinwalker. It can appear as a normal wolf or coyote, and they mention a grey wolf without pupils that transforms when you get close, okay? Let's see if it transforms. Oh my goodness, look at all this. Well, I haven't seen it transform, but it can appear as a wolf or coyote, okay? Then when you get closer, this appears, okay? Its weakness is fireworks, which stun it. I assume you'd use them with a crossbow, right? Let's see. Well, it doesn't look very weakened to me. Then we also have the Wendigo, okay? It attacks players, villagers, and forest creatures. It can also stun us with... It can be stunned with fireworks, and it has 200 health, okay? I think I just saw one. So that means 100 health, sorry. So be careful. Then we have the Wetuge, which is this creature here. It appears in cold biomes and is treated as... Well, with 200 health, I think it could be considered the mini-boss of the mod itself. And pretty much the same with fireworks, right? Then we have the Howler, okay? It's hostile and applies blindness. We have the Chupacabra, which is aggressive, attacks livestock, especially goats, and can drain life to heal itself. And finally, we have the Sasquatch. Well, we still have one more, but we have the Sasquatch, which is neutral until you attack it. It can be hard to see as it plays with visibility, becoming invisible or nearly invisible depending on distance. Look, here's one, okay? See how it becomes semi-invisible when I approach and then becomes visible? And finally, we have the Squonk, which causes trouble for us, okay? It's whiny, ugly, and also an escape artist, okay? If we get too close, it applies this blindness effect, and that's it. I've lost track of it. I don't even know where it is now. Well, that's that. Luckily, I defeated it, because otherwise, as you know, the Squonk can detach its head, and if we feed it cookies, it'll give us discs. And that covers everything in this mod. It's a very brief mod, but I wanted to show it because it's pretty cool, and I'm sure many of you found it in your mod pack and thought, what the heck is this? So there you have it.